2, 10 rounds to 2, finally 118, 107. Well, Terence Crawford. Every shift, the guy dominated the fight with the movement. I
can see why people didn't watch the fight. This video right here is real time. The fight just literally ended. It is exactly midnight, July the 24th, 2016. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Complete shutout. Multiple knockdowns, even if you consider the first one to be somewhat of a fluke knockdown. Viktor Postol is a good fighter, but Terence Crawford is levels above him. Terence Crawford should be winning a unanimous decision and should be the WBC and WBO champion at 140 pounds, and dude is good. Now, the first 4 rounds, it could have been 2-2 or it could have been 3-1. Depending on how you looked at it for Postol. It seems as though the movement and the bouncing and the reach and the jab of Postol was giving Terence Crawford some problems. But you have to understand that Terence Crawford switched to southpaw, you know, not too long into the first round, and he's known to do that. And then once he switches to southpaw, it takes him maybe a round or, you know, 2 at the most to get acclimated to fighting southpaw. Now, one thing I have to point out is the excellent stamina and conditioning of Terence Crawford, because what you saw was yesterday at the weigh-in, he looked sickly. The first thing he did when he got off the scale was he went directly over, he got off the scale, went directly over and started downing that fluid. I'm talking about downing that fluid. And it looked like, like when he, went to face off with Postol. Oh, wait, let's listen to the, yeah, he won.
The fighting pride of
we didn't get to hear the cards. I wanted to hear the cards. I could rewind it, but I wanted to be real time. So what we're going to do is we're going to wait for the post-fight interview. And what was I saying? Oh, yeah. The strength and conditioning of Terence Crawford, because for all 12 rounds, he did a lot of moving. He just kept circling the ring. And Viktor Postol would not step to the left. And what's that? The left or the right? I'm confusing myself. He would not step over, to the right, my right, to cut off the ring, And you would think that a highly skilled amateur boxer with a highly prized amateur background would be able to know how to do that. But, it was at one point in time, I believe it was round 9 or 10, where literally he only threw 10 punches. And guess what? He only landed 1. So the movement I noticed about Terence Crawford is, for example, here's the final punch stats. 141 landed of 388 for Terence Crawford. 83 of 244 for Viktor Postol. Now, that may seem like, it's not that far off, I guess, but no, listen, Terence Crawford kept hitting him with the same straight left, almost in the same spot, like when he would reach like that far east corner. It just seems like he would just wait till he got right there. He was circling around the ring, wait till he got right there, and just pop him with the straight left. I don't honestly know where to rank Viktor Postol, to be perfectly honest with you. Let's listen to Terence Crawford.
Congratulations on yet another brilliant performance. How did you get it done this time?
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God for blessing me with this victory. Without him, none of this would be possible. But I just stick to what I knew. Boxing. They say he got the best jab in the game in my division. I proved different today.
Most fighters don't go running toward the maximum risk, minimum reward kind of fighter, which may have been Postol in this case. And yet as soon as he established himself as the number 2 guy in the division to you, no sooner did that happen than you made this fight happen. Why?
Because everybody kept saying I was running from him, I was scared of him, which that wasn't true, but we wanted the fight. We asked for the fight, and I don't know why it didn't happen sooner or later, but it happened and I'm here now.
As usual, first 3 rounds, you fool us into thinking, wow, this is a competitive fight. And then something happens in the 4th round and it's not a competitive fight anymore. That's been your entire career. What are you doing in those first 3 rounds
just checking out his body language, seeing what he like to do and what he don't like to do.
Okay, so you've now won this fight. You're obviously the #1 fighter at 140 pounds. You're one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. You have a contingent of fans who not only pack the place in Omaha, but travel with you to New York and Las Vegas. Manny Pacquiao is coming back. Tell me your thoughts on Manny Pacquiao.
It's whatever. I let my coaches handle that. You know, like I told y'all a million times, I'm a fighter. I fight anybody. I let everybody else do the rest.
Wouldn't you want that to be your next fight?
Of course, anybody. Anybody. I'm looking for all the biggest and best fights to get me to that next level.
Terence, congratulations. It's a pleasure to watch you fight.
Hey, shout out to the USA team, the boxing team out there, going for the Olympics. I wish y'all all the best. Shakur, all y'all, good luck.
You know, I can understand why fans were pissed off and didn't want to buy this fight. There's still so many questions that I have on why this fight was pay-per-view, especially when I saw the purses. If I'm correct, Crawford made somewhere around, what, like 1.4 million? Something like that? And I know for sure, and this is according to the Nevada State Athletic Commission, that Postol made around $675,000. Now, I would have thought that maybe Crawford would have made 2, you know, and Postol maybe 1.5 or 1.2. So these purses were low. So I'm wondering, well, you know, what is the expectations on pay-per-view buys? Bob Arum said he'll be happy with 100,000, you know, and I'm wondering if this pay-per-view would even do that, because I've really been doing a lot of research and a lot of people just was not buying this fight. You know, maybe, you know, they can get 50,000 pay-per-view buys from Omaha, because, you know, Omaha loves Terence Crawford. But let's talk about where Terence Crawford goes from here. Does he get the Manny Pacquiao fight? In my opinion, you know, I look at it like this. He can get the fight because they can lowball him and give him like 2 million or 3 million or something like that. You know, it's a shame, but that's just the way it is. Also, you know, he's just like, as much as us hardcore fans like Terence Crawford, you have to acknowledge that even though he is on pay-per-view and he can, you know, pack arenas, you know, depending on where you place him, he's just not really a big, you know, like draw, like a mainstream draw. One good quality about him, one great quality about him is that even though he's not a super mainstream draw, he still is somewhat of a draw, like despite the fact that he's not, you know, a guy who talks shit. His press conference be boring as fuck. You know, his interviews be boring as fuck. You know, and I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying that, you know, like for him to be just, you know, somewhat of a soft-spoken fighter, he's, you know, he's got marketing ability. But do I want to see him fight Manny Pacquiao? Yes. Do I believe it's going to happen? No. Do I want to see Manny Pacquiao fight Keith Thurman? Yes. There's a lot of fights that I want to see Manny Pacquiao fight. But where does Terence Crawford go from here? Does he fight Travansky, I believe that's his name, for the IBF title? Does he go after Ricky Burns in a rematch for the WBA, you know, title? You know, it's going to be interesting to see. And you know, he may be moving to 147, you know, if he does or does not get the Manny Pacquiao fight, because truth be told, you know, who is he going to fight? Let's go look at the WBC rankings really quick and see who he can fight. In fact, what I'm going to do is we're not going to look at the WBC rankings. What we're going to do is about 15 minutes after this video is uploaded, I'm going to be doing a live stream video, and for about 2 hours maybe, and we're going to talk about everything more in detail. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. I will be back full-time soon. I know I've been saying it for months now, but in the process of building a website, so just bear with me. Just bear with me. You know, the website is going to be done very soon. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.